I've walked into organizations where the salespeople had focused target accounts and the marketing team had a different set of accounts. So they never aligned on the target account list. I think the data says that they are important. And I was actually having a conversation earlier today about two terms that I would say are the terms that took me the longest to understand. The first one is just, what is go-to-market strategy? Go-to-market, I had to think about for years to just digest at least my version of what that actually means. But the one that is I think, relevant to this discussion is account-based. What is account-based? And account-based, I think, is overly fancy terminology for just being coordinated and orchestrated in your sales and marketing. But what does coordinated and orchestrated mean? Good examples. I've walked into organizations where the salespeople had focused target accounts and the marketing team had a different set of accounts. So they never aligned on the target account list. And that means marketing is wasting money, right? Engaging accounts that are where even if they got a lead or an MQL, those MQLs are not going to, it's very unlikely that salespeople are going to engage. So total alignment on the target account list. And then I think to me, what also is account-based, it's a very programmatic approach to engaging those target accounts, right? So programmatic means if you have SDRs, they're going after those, with cold outreach. If you have AEs, they're going after those accounts too, through relationships or hopefully something warmer. Maybe you're trying to facilitate over the top executive introductions. Maybe you're inviting them to local dinners. Maybe you're whatever, targeting and retargeting them with search engine marketing and social marketing, right? It's surround sound of everything you can do for that specific set of target accounts. And I think the best of the best is not only doing that, but is basically saying even within the target accounts, not everything's created equal. Maybe I have tier 1A and 1B, or tier 1A, 1B, 1C. And for the 1As, there's a certain program of engagement that I'm going to follow. And that might be your ultra premium, where your customer acquisition cost is acceptable because the lifetime value of that account ultimately justifies it. And and then so on as you progress through the B's and the C's. So it's just such incredible orchestration and intentionality about this, to the point where the best organizations, right, it's when when you're doing deal reviews for these top target accounts, it's not just sales in the room, right? You might also have an account-based marketing director or whatever the title happens to be, but an ABM person who's really responsible for the marketing side of that orchestration, and they're working together to engage these accounts.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to guess that the median or stereotypical company in this study is, say, 20, 30 million-ish in revenue. So we're not talking about a huge organization. We're not talking about a huge marketing team. And what you're telling me is that the top performers in that cohort just simply have their marketing team aligned with their sales team on what accounts they're targeting and
Absolutely.
where their focus is, and the ones that are not identifying themselves as top performers are not doing that nearly as much.
That's what the data suggests. Yep.
And it's easy for me to imagine a $20 million company making the excuse that we're small, we don't have the resources, we're just doing the best that we can. I totally get it as a small business owner. But as a small business owner, I put my own energy into trying to crack this because I think it's critical, especially even at an early stage.
Yep. Agreed.